I've always considered myself a rational person. Ghosts, spirits, that kind of thing just doesn't fit into my world. Night shift at a grocery store was supposed to be mindless and dull, nothing more. But one Tuesday, around 2 a.m., everything changed. I was completely alone, the store silent except for the faint buzz of fluorescent lights and the occasional beep of my scanner. Music played low in my earbuds, barely registering, when I heard it. Soft, playful laughter, childlike. At first, I figured it was a prank. Maybe a coworker had hidden a speaker somewhere to screw with whoever was stuck working graves. But the laughter was too real, too light, and it was coming from the toy aisle in the far back corner. I pulled an earbud out and called, "Hello? Anyone there?" No answer. Just that faint, eerie giggling bouncing off the shelves. I told myself there had to be a simple explanation. Maybe the manager let someone bring their kid in, even though that's against every rule we have. The parking lot had been empty all night. Still, I walked toward the sound. When I stepped into the aisle, the air felt heavier. Nothing was there. No child, no adult, no sign anyone had walked through, just rows of stuffed animals and dolls staring straight ahead. I crouched to look at a little plush bear on the bottom shelf. It swayed, gently, like an invisible finger had just brushed it. My heart slammed against my ribs. The laughter followed me now, slipping between the aisles, teasing, refusing to fade. I grabbed my flashlight and searched the entire store, every corner, every shadow. Nothing moved. I checked the security cameras. Every feed showed the same thing, an empty store, completely empty. Yet the giggling kept going, soft and distant, like it was coming from inside the walls themselves. I finished the shift without going near the toy section again, my mind racing for any logical answer and finding none. The next day, I asked the other night shift workers if they'd ever heard anything strange. Most of them just nodded, eyes down, like they'd been waiting for someone to bring it up first. Kids laughing when no one's around, shadows sliding between shelves on their own, whispers drifting down aisles that haven't seen a customer in hours. One older guy leaned in and said, real quiet, "This place was built on an old playground. Kids used to sneak in here after dark and play until morning, long before they ever put up this building." I tried to laugh it off, but the sound caught in my throat. That night, the laughter came back. Always after 2 a.m., always faint, always playful, but never innocent. I don't walk down the toy aisle alone anymore. And even now, years later, anytime I pass the children's section in a store, I still hear it. Just out of reach, soft, chilling, and impossibly real.
I used to believe sleep was the safest place a person could retreat to, a place nothing from the outside world could reach. That belief ended on the night I heard my own voice calling me while I was still asleep. I had never been someone who dreamed much. Most nights I closed my eyes and woke up to my alarm with no memories in between. But during the isolation of late 2020, something about my sleep began to feel different, heavier and strangely vulnerable. That night I fell asleep instantly. I remember no transition, no drifting, no dream, only darkness. Sometime after 3 in the morning, something pulled me upward from the middle of that void. It was not a jolt or a nightmare. It felt like someone gently lifting me toward consciousness, as if I were being tapped awake from outside myself. The moment felt distant, like hearing life through a layer of glass. Then I heard a whisper right beside my ear, and the familiarity of it hit me immediately. It was my voice. It said my name in a tense, strained tone I recognized instantly. At first, I thought I was dreaming, but the whisper came again with clearer intent. It told me to wake up. It used my voice, my pacing, my breath, but I knew with absolute certainty that I wasn't speaking. I tried to move, but my body was locked in place. My limbs were heavy and unresponsive. My eyes stayed shut even as panic pushed through the paralysis. Then I heard breathing beside my bed. It wasn't mine. It was shallow and uneven, the kind you hear when someone is trying not to be noticed. The breathing crept closer. Then the mattress dipped beside me with a slow, deliberate pressure, as if something sat down at the edge of the bed. The weight shifted toward me, sinking into the mattress. My voice whispered again, but this time it came from behind me, telling me that something was watching me. The breathing in front of me stopped instantly. The room felt unnaturally still, as though everything was waiting for me to open my eyes. Something leaned close to my face. I felt the faintest movement of air against my cheek. With every bit of strength I could gather, I forced my eyes open. My room came into view, dimly lit by the street lamp outside. No figure stood near me. No movement crossed the room. The door was closed, the window locked, and everything looked exactly as I had left it. But the mattress still held the deep indentation of something that had been sitting beside me moments earlier. When I tried to speak, my voice felt weak and worn, as if I had been whispering for hours. I turned on every light in the house and checked every door and corner. Everything was normal, but the sense of something recently present lingered in the air. The next morning brought the part that unsettled me the most. When I picked up my phone, the voice memo app was open. A new recording had been created at 3:07 in the morning. It was 4 seconds long. When I played it, I heard my own voice whispering for me to wake up because something was right there. The final moment of the recording captured a short breath from something else before the audio ended. I slept on the couch with every light on for 2 weeks after that. Nothing else happened. No more whispers, no more breathing, no more pressure on the mattress. But I never deleted the recording. I don't listen to it, but I remember the part that stays with me. Whatever used my voice that night was not trying to wake me for its own sake. It was warning me about something else in the room. And I still don't know which presence was more dangerous.
I always thought mass hallucinations were nearly impossible, the kind of thing you only hear about in rare cases or old documentaries. But in 2015, my family and I saw something none of us can explain. 4 people, 1 moment, the exact same figure on the staircase. It happened during a December power outage at my aunt's old 2-story house, a place already known for cold hallways and that strange chill around the stairs. We were gathered in the living room for warmth, talking quietly beside battery lanterns, when the temperature dropped so suddenly it felt unnatural. My mom froze mid-sentence, my cousin shivered, and my aunt said the cold was coming from the staircase. We all turned to look. A girl hovered halfway up the steps, not standing, not sitting, simply suspended above the wood. Her long, tangled hair covered part of an old-fashioned pale dress, and her feet dangled loosely, unmoving. Her head tilted sharply to the side, like her neck couldn't fully hold it. None of us said a word. None of us dared to move. Then she rotated toward us. Not by turning her head or shifting her limbs, her entire body rotated smoothly in one silent motion. Her dress didn't sway. Her feet stayed down. Gravity didn't seem to apply to her. Her face was chalk pale, and her unfocused eyes stared straight past us as if she was looking into a different room entirely. She began to drift downward, descending the staircase without touching it. She stopped at the bottom, inches from the entrance to the living room. Then she blinked, a small human motion that somehow made her feel more real than anything else. My aunt asked who she was. The girl's head snapped toward her in a sharp, unnatural twitch, and her mouth opened slightly. No sound came out. Instead, her hair slowly rose upward, strand by strand, like it was floating in water. Her body followed, lifting straight off the floor until she hung motionless in the air. We backed away. The lantern flickered once. When the light steadied,
the girl was gone. The cold vanished instantly, and the house returned to normal like nothing had happened. For several minutes, no one spoke. Then my cousin asked if we all saw the same thing, and one by one we confirmed every detail. The dress, the rotation, the blank stare, all identical. Later, my aunt admitted she heard light footsteps on the stairs at night for years, too light to belong to any adult, but she always wrote it off as the house settling. A few months later, she moved out. The new owners remodeled the staircase, tearing out everything that was there that night. Sometimes I wonder if that girl disappeared with it, or if she still lingers in that narrow space, waiting for someone else to look up at exactly the wrong moment. Because she didn't look lost. She didn't look confused. She looked like she lived there. And for a few terrifying minutes, she wanted us to see her.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more creepy stories like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.